Just help put this into context for us, because inflation went up, but it's nowhere near everywhere else. So why is this a problem?
I agree. If I look at the inflation data, what concerns me is not so much on inflation side, but the signals on demand, really. If you look at the headline inflation, maybe up a bit, and that's mainly driven by food prices, a large step up, but and particularly in pork prices, 20% in year-on-year jump, and that's after sustaining a decline for close to 2 years. But that's about it. If you look at core inflation, that's actually down fairly, falling below 1%. So that's really saying to us the demand is insufficient. So at this point, I feel in overall terms the concern is growth side rather than inflation side.
And yeah, it was still worth a mention in the quarterly monetary policy report from the PBOC about these inflation risks. I have to wonder, in terms of a policy front then, does that mean that there's still more room for them to stimulate, or now that they're leaning a little bit more hawkish, there's much less room for that?
I feel going forward, the PBOC will still remain on supportive side. It's not in a position to change its stimulative or supportive stance yet. And if we look at growth signs, signals on top of the signals from the CPI data points, we see the recent growth signals are quite mixed. Yes, we have pretty strong exports, but then on the other hand, the manufacturing PMI unexpectedly fell into contractionary territory, and we've seen recently mortgage boycotts adding to fresh property market issues. So we feel going forward, the PBOC will focus still on growth and financial stability. It's not in a position to tighten the monetary policy. Potentially, we still see it provides more stimulus, possibly cutting the interest rates, not massively, but maybe another 20 basis points. And at the same time, we think it's going to work behind the doors with various parties to resolve the boycott issues. It may be working with the local government, banks, other regulators, etc. But the growth and stability issues are the top priority at this point.
Changshu, how has this language from the PBOC changed the narrative around from some of the independent observers out there?
I think it's sort of, at this point, is broadly indicating, yes, the top priority. I mean, the mandates, part of the PBOC mandate, obviously, for any central bank is to keep inflation down. But in my view, this doesn't indicate a signal of shifting to any hawkish stance.